everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Anna and welcome to my channel. And welcome to episode 3 of Caféteando con Ana. As you guys can see, no tengo mi café. Apparently, yesterday my friend came over and we were, talking until late hours of the night. And I told her, I was like, hey, let's have some coffee. I didn't have any coffee. I ran out of coffee. I was shocked. I was very shocked. Because we always have coffee in our house and we be buying that jumbo coffee, I ran out of coffee. I'm gonna go purchase some. So, perdónenme, pero en este episode de Cafeteando con Ana no tengo mi café. I'm kind of sad. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with this video. So for episode 3 of Cafeteando con Ana, we're going to be talking about birth control and how my birth control gave me depression. Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty bad. So I thought I would tell you guys about my experience and my story. After I had my son, Sergio, which was 4 years ago, back in 2014, I had a really traumatic experience. I did upload a video speaking all about my pregnancy. Long story short, I had an emergency C-section. It was pretty bad, pretty painful. I felt some of the surgery. So I was really traumatized. And after having experienced what I experienced giving birth to my son, it was very scary and I was not planning on having another baby anytime soon. Up until this day, I do get baby fever, but I'm still kind of scared to get pregnant again just because of my whole experience that I did have with Sergio. So after having him, I went back to my OBGYN for your 6-week checkup, I believe it is. She asked me if I wanted to get on birth control. So I thought it would be a good idea because I didn't want to get pregnant and I just wanted to be safe. And she suggested to me that the MIRENA IUD would be the perfect thing for me because it was just, inserting it. If you guys don't know what the MIRENA IUD is, it's like a T-shaped object that they insert into your cervix and you have to get it checked, every either a couple of months or once a year just to make sure that it's, still in place, it didn't move, it's not, just to make sure everything's good. So I ended up getting the MIRENA IUD. And it was for 5 years. She ended up letting me know that it was normal to bleed heavily for the first month. And she told me to just hold on a bit. And she let me know that after the month of bleeding that I wouldn't be getting periods anymore. Or I wouldn't get them as heavy or as often. And she was correct. After the month of my heavy bleeding, I didn't get a period anymore. So I went a good 3 years and a half without my period. And everything was good. It was working very well. It worked, for what it was supposed to be. But also, I changed as a person. So I just thought, I'm a new mom. I'm staying home a lot. I'm not living the life that I'm used to. I'm not working anymore. I have, like a newborn. It's kind of hard. I'm by myself all day, every day. I was still getting used to being a mom and being used to all of this stuff. So I wasn't sure what was going on with my body. I realized after a while, a whole year into having the MIRENA IUD, I noticed I got a pimple on one side of my face. And that's pretty normal. I'm like, usually around my cycle, I would get, acne here and there. It would go away and it's fine. And even though I wasn't actually bleeding, like getting my period, I was still cramping up around the time of the month and everything, and I would still get a pimple here and there. So to me, it was normal, really didn't think much of it. And then I got another one on my other side of my face, and I was like, great, now I have, 2 pimples just right there. But I just didn't really think anything of it. I'm like, it's fine, they're gonna go away. But from there, it just escalated and escalated and escalated. And I got more acne all around my cheeks and my chin. It was really bad. It was causing scars. It was very irritating. Like, my face was really irritated. And I started feeling even worse than what I was feeling, because now not only am I feeling a certain type of sad way, but now I have to add on that I just have a full face of acne, and it's just bringing my self-esteem down even more. It's making me feel even worse. I'm feeling, all these ways that's just bringing me down. I just realized that after getting my birth control put in, I also was very sad. I gained weight because of my birth control. So I gained weight, my hair was falling out, I had a face full of acne, and my thoughts were extremely negative. So it was really bad. It was really horrible. And all of that just kind of added on to my depression and me being sad. And I was to the point where I was so sad that while my husband would sleep, I would, put my son to sleep, and I would stay up alone on my sofa, and I would just sit there thinking all of these negative thoughts, and I would cry. I would cry to the point where I was screaming into a pillow. I would cry to the point where I didn't know what was wrong with me. So my husband gets up at around 4 in the morning to get ready to go to work. And around 3 times he has woken up to get ready for work and found me crying in my living room. That's how bad it was. I was legitimately just so sad. I wasn't sleeping at night, and whenever I would try to go to sleep, I couldn't. Tell me like what's wrong, and I would just be upset with him because I would feel like, you're not here for me. But I also needed to understand that he was waking up at early hours in the morning to go to work, and he was working long shifts, getting home. He was waking up around 4 in the morning, getting home like around 6. So I was always by myself, and I had a kind of like a grudge towards him. And I was like, no, like you're never here for me. I'm always alone. I'm always sad. I'm always crying. I'm always this. And I made him feel guilty in a way, which was really, I feel bad about it now because I know it wasn't his fault. He didn't know what to do for me. And these were the hardest, first, I think around the first 2 years was the worst. Then on the 3rd year, I was like, okay, what's wrong with me? I need to get myself together. This is not who I am. What's wrong with me? What's killing the person that I used to be? What is this, And I mentioned to him, no, my mom seen me one day, with no makeup or anything. And she's like, what's wrong? Like, what happened to your skin? Like, you've never been that way? Like, my mom, obviously, she's seen me every single day for 18 years of my life. And she was like, your skin was always like so nice and perfect. Like, what's wrong with your skin? You're full of acne. My mom even bought me a couple of acne kits to try to help me bring down my acne. She told me one day, like, have you ever thought it could be your birth control? And I was like, no, I don't think so. But I did start thinking about it. So then I was like, I'm going to make an appointment with my OBGYN. I'm like, listen, I'm getting a bunch of acne. I've never been like this before. I think it could be the birth control. And she's like, no. She's all like, the MIRENA IUD does not have any hormones, and it could not be causing you any type of acne or anything. But, mind you, my hair was falling out. I gained weight. I had my face full of acne, and I was so depressed. And I'm like, well, what's going on with me? Like, why am I like this? And she just reassured me, like, no, this is a really expensive birth control. If you remove it, it's going to be expensive to put it back in. If you're going to want it back, later. And are you sure that, if you're not really trying to have a baby right now, you shouldn't remove it because, you can be at risk of getting pregnant. And I was just like, okay, my doctor says it doesn't have hormones. There's nothing wrong with it. This is not causing my acne. It's not causing, my depression is not causing all of this. One day I just thought I would Google it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to check on Google, and I'm going to see, what are other people's reactions to this birth control, because I just figured, hey, I'm not getting my period. I'm not getting pregnant. This thing is working, like, great. I never thought about the side effects. So I decided to hop on Google, and I'm like, I'm going to see what other people are experiencing with the MIRENA IUD. And lo and behold, a bunch of people are like, hey, my hair's falling out. Don't get this birth control because, you know, I've gained weight. I'm depressed. This is happening to me. And I'm like, it's my birth control. It's my birth control. I've had this on for 3 years and it's my birth control. I'm not going to keep this on any longer. So I made an appointment with my OBGYN and again, and I told her, I was like, listen, I want to get this taken out. I don't want to hear, you know, any options or anything. I don't want to be on birth control anymore. And this was 6 months since I've removed my MIRENA IUD. So it's been 6 months, and so it takes a while for your body to go back to normal after you remove the MIRENA IUD. I told her, you know, I want to get it out. You know, she's all like, well, you know, you can get pregnant. And I'm like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to get pregnant, but I don't want this birth control in me anymore. It's causing me really bad acne. I'm very insecure about my skin. I can't leave the house without makeup because it was really bad. And I was so sad, you know? So she removed the MIRENA IUD for me and it went okay. You know, I just had a little bit of cramping afterwards. My body's still trying to get used to having periods again because, you know, I went 3 years without having it. But I seen a big difference. I seen a difference in my mental health as to where I wasn't sad anymore. I was, you know, I was getting sleep at night. I wasn't staying up all night crying on my couch or crying in my bathroom or looking at myself in the mirror and feeling bad about myself. Although I did acknowledge that, you know, my hair was extremely much more thin because me and my sister have really thick hair, extremely thick hair. And now my hair has really thinned out because of all of the hair fallout that I had. And I am doing special hair masks to regrow my hair and to regain the thickness and the healthiness of my hair. And I am also doing I'm starting to do some exercising to, you know, lose all the weight that I had gained. And my skin has cleared up a lot. As you can see, I have makeup on now, but my skin is smooth. My skin used to be bumpy with a bunch of acne. So right now what I'm dealing with is a bunch of hyperpigmentation and acne scarring, and I am doing my facials and face masks to help minimize all of the after acne math, you know, that's going on. And I just feel like every day that passes, I'm gaining my confidence back. I'm feeling much better. So my tip to you guys would be to really do research on any type of birth control that you guys decide you want to go on. That's if you want to use birth control. Make sure your birth control doesn't have any hormones in it that's going to cause you to be depressed, cause you to lose your hair, get acne, and gain a bunch of weight, even though most of the birth control does make you gain weight. But you don't want any depression going on in your life. You really want to be educated on the things that you are putting inside your body, you know, whether it be food, whether it be contraceptives, whether it be like whatever it is. You should really be a little bit more educated so that you won't have to go through this experience that I went through, going through losing 3 years of my life when I could have been, you know, a much more happy, upbeat mom to my son and not just feel like sad and lonely and depressed all the time, you know, being here home alone. This is pretty much it for my experience with the MIRENA IUD. If you guys have had the MIRENA IUD and had different experiences or maybe similar ones, feel free to leave them down in the comments below so anybody else who is curious about birth control or the MIRENA IUD can get a feel about, you know, everybody else's experience, and they can see for themselves if they would like to go through with getting a birth control such as the MIRENA IUD. And this is pretty much going to be it for my episode of Caféteando con Ana. I hope you guys are enjoying my series of Caféteando con Ana. I am trying to improve as we go, so just bear with me. It's my very first series that I'm starting off. I'm excited about it. I love sitting here and talking to you guys about my stories. This is going to be pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you can be notified for whenever I do upload new videos. I upload videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so hit that post notification bell so you can be notified. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!